Hey, what's up, everybody? Just down at my work, trying to go through some things because I got a bad habit of stripping cars out and just leaving random parts scattered everywhere. So what I just got done doing was cutting the dash out. I got a firewall from a car 55 that I had cut up a few years ago. And it's actually been sitting down here that long, and I just decided I wanted to pull the dash out of it and door hinges and some other stuff so I can get rid of it. But I'll show you what it takes to cut the dash out of one of them, to where the way I just cut this one out, it leaves you enough extra to where you can drill out the spot welds and actually install it in your car perfectly. But I'll show you some of the random junk that I got to work through here. So this is all part of the Nomad that I had chopped up maybe, I don't know, a month ago or so. And I would put this complete rear end in this car right here just to make it roll, but the rear end is just so pitted up. I mean, by the time you knocked all that scale off of there, that thing could potentially leak. So I'll probably just I gotta move that because it's always blocked in by cars, or not cars, but dumpsters and you name it, just junk, just random junk sitting around it where I can't really mess with it. And if you've been watching my video, I've been working on my 55 convertible at home, but sometimes I get off work and I kind of walk around here like, man, there's a lot of stuff that I need to kind of straighten out, just so there's not stuff laying everywhere, because a bunch of our dumpsters come in, so we're tight on space. But one thing I did do, I had gotten some really nice V8 emblems, and I put them on the convertible, my 55 convertible that I was just talking about, the one I'm trying to get the engine together for. And this car was not an original V8, but I drilled them. Just takes two holes, and then them V8 emblems will go right underneath of there. And if you guys are just kind of stumbling past a 55 Chevy video here on YouTube, if your car was an original V8, it had them V8 emblems underneath. And the only other Tri-5 that had the V underneath the taillights, like this one's got, is a 56 Nomad. But the V kind of stood more taller. It was more of a tight V, if you see what I'm saying. It wasn't quite as flat and wide. It was more straight up and down. But a 56 Nomad is the only other car that would have had them V's underneath there. So, and that car, when I get to it, that car will certainly be a V8. So, but that car does not have the center section in it. I got that car from the junkyard. And like, it's cool sitting right here, but if I go to move it, they don't like to roll real good when there's no center section in it. The tires kind of tilt in a little bit. So I don't think it would be too hard to get these off of there. And if you look, you see the little nipples right there? There's one, right there's one. This is actually an original 55 Chevy wheel, and the Bel Airs, that's how the hubcaps would have attached to them. But this wheel, I won't be keeping it. Look at how the valve stem, it's actually got I believe it's got an inner tube inside of it, because that would surely leak around that valve stem if it didn't. It's too bad, because them are kind of tough. If you need to find them, they're kind of tough to dig up. So I'll probably just And it just takes, you just take these 4 bolts out on each side, and the axles will come out. And something as rough as this, I would probably hope them bolts would just break. And then I'd take a big sledgehammer right here on the backing plate and just send the whole wheel with the drum, that backing plate, the axle, and just send it out of there. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might want to keep them axles. It's always good to have a spare. And I still got this, which I'm probably going to strip all this out of here. I tried like 1 or 2 other keys. I did a short video and I still have not been able to get that to unlock. I got to find the rest of my keys. But I'll take all this, and I got the gauge cluster at home. And I'm thinking about assembling, painting up a dash real nice with all the stuff on it and just hanging it on my wall. But this isn't the dash I'm wanting to keep. I mean, clearly, this was all part of a Nomad that I had videos on. And the whole car, I mean, it was just so rough. But the dash that I just cut out was much, much better than that. But yeah, I mean, there's just random stuff, Craggers. But what do you guys think about the little V's underneath there? Make them a believer. Make them think it's a V8. And I haven't done nothing to this car. I just actually pulled the tarp off of it. And it needs a lot. But you can see underneath there, you can see the center section of the rear end is open. And this car come from the junkyard, guys. They had cut that rear end out, or not the rear end, but they had cut the trunk floor out of it, and they actually cut these squares out, I believe, just to take the center section out of it. But it's a good builder car, but for the most part, this car right here will probably just be, if you guys have been following my YouTube channel, this car right here will probably just be a race car when the time comes. Just screw the nose together, cut off the frame horns, try to build a tilt nose or something on it, because it's rough. It needs a trunk floor, it needs a one-piece floor. You see this rocker's gone, needs quarter panel work. And this side's a little bit better. It's still, you can see the doors got some rust right there. And when you do it, you might as well just do the rockers, because the one-piece floor comes with the the inner rockers. So you might as well just do it, put the outer rockers on it, and then it's real simple to tie it in. And like I want to cut out the rear wheel wells and put deep wheels on it, but a lot of people said that they think the car should just be left like this, but it's not really the look I'm going for. So we'll see how it all turns out. But there's stuff I gotta start taking care of down here. I can't, I just got junk laying everywhere down here. And the guy that owns the place is, he's cool. He's cool with my boss, so I could basically be a heathen and nobody cares. But it just gets to the point where, how many things do you want just lingering around forever? You know what I mean? So, well, let me show you the dash I chopped out of it and show you how I cut it out. So in case you needed to put one into a car, say yours has been either removed for a race car or just butchered through the years, and you wanted to put a nice 55, 56 Chevy Dash, maybe 57's the same, I'm not real sure, but well, let's just take a look at it real quick. So this is the dash that come out of this firewall, and this was a 55 Chevy that it was super rusty, that I had cut up maybe a couple years ago. It was just so rough. I mean, when you open the doors, it literally broke in half. And I get a lot of cars like that around Ohio. because people keep them forever, and they keep them to the point where they're just flat out junk. And then it either hits me or it hits the junkyard or the crusher. But anyways, this is the dash I want to. It's got a couple little pits up along the top, but you know, you hit that with a strip it with 80, and then hit that with a little bit of putty in there, prime it, paint it gypsy red, make it look real nice. I still got some gypsy red at home, but it was never cut out. It's an all original nice 55, 56 Chevy Dash. And the way I cut it out, I go real far back into, there's a little, almost like a little crease back here, and I go all the way back in there the whole way around, to where if you wanted to put this on a car, hold on a second, it's gyrating on me, guys. It's gyrating. You could go through here, and there's a bunch of pinch welds through here where you could drill it out, and you could actually put this dash into another car, and it would be a perfect fit. Nobody would ever be able to tell that the dash has been replaced. And then it's got one little section right here that's brazed on the top of both corners of the dash, which is fairly easy to get through. But then you have several layers of metal through here. But once again, there's little pinch welds through here where you could actually pull this outer layer off of your inner structure and do a perfect replacement of your dash. Because you can see kind of like right there, you could see the actual shell of the dash the whole way through there. And this gives you a better idea of what I was just showing you. This is actually part of the chassis, and then this is an inner brace. But your dash, these two have like a little lip of metal that comes over, and your dash actually pinch welds to that. And right here, that's where they was brazed on the side. But you can see where I come right through there and give plenty of meat in case you was gonna ever put it onto another car. And you can actually see the color of it. That's where it was brazed on. And then once again, I go right down through there. And this side has, I guess it has the same amount, but it had a big brace that ran back to here and then ran up to this. And you could kind of still see it on that one. But yeah, this car was toast. I mean, look back in there. It was rotted out bad up in there. But that's pretty much, I think, everything I want to get off of this firewall before I scrap it. So that's what it would take if you guys wanted to go. If you found one at the junkyard and you wanted to put a perfect Bel Air dash in your car, fix the one that was messed up. And you see, I just go right along that. This is the big brace that was actually tied into that. I just go right along it, and I trim it up here, and then come right through there. So yeah, and you could even see right there that the dash is actually, it's just real thin metal, you know. But that shows you guys how much I enjoy a 55 Chevy. I have never once junked one of them dashes. I will cut every single one of them out that I can get my hands on. The one I showed you back there that's all rotted out at the bottom, we'll just say sayonara to it. But now that I'm thinking about it, I may even cut this out in case somebody just needs that part, because I'm sure this is still good underneath that trim. But I'll take this home. I'll take this dash home, and I'll just hang on to it and slowly gather the pieces that it's missing. And this may be a winter project for me. Strip it down, paint it, and then, you know, not try to find perfect stuff. Just try to make it complete and build me a 55 dash to hang on the wall. Because that firewall is going to the scrap yard, and I didn't want that dash to go with it. And this is how I cut it out. These are actual Milwaukee saw blades, hacksaw or sawzall blades, and you can see down in there, I grind that bad boy out to where it'll fit. To where it'll fit in here. And I hook it right to my work truck. And you're ready to roll. And I stole the hinges out of it, but I could not get that bolt out of there. So I just cut it out. I just chopped it right out of there. Because I wanted to keep them hinges. Maybe I'm a hoarder, I don't know. But anyways, guys, that's a little video on how you remove a 55 Chevy Dash. Now that I'm looking at it, I want to take a peek at this one, make sure this one's... Yeah, see, this dash is in really good shape in this car. And I could tell it was never even cut out for a radio, so that's super cool. But yeah, I'm not going to throw none of them away. And I need a friggin' glove box door. So... Alright guys, well there's a little how-to video. And you could take your time and, if you want, you know, try to start drilling them spot welds out while it's in the car. But if you're going to replace a dash, I would cut it out heavy out of the car that you're getting it out of, and then maybe cut the one that's in your car out onto the dash side more, to where you know what I mean, to where you've got more of the metal staying on the car and more of the metal on the dash that gets cut off, where you can join them just perfectly. So anyways, hope this video was helpful, because I know there's a lot of 55 Chevys out there that the dashes have had several lives. And back when the cars was 5-10 years old, they was hot rods. They're still hot rods, but they was hot rods that people built with no respect. They built them to go out there and have fun with them. So now we're just trying to make them nice again, I guess, but we still want to have fun with them. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for stopping by Don's Hot Rod Garage. I appreciate all the support on the channel, and each and every one of you guys is special, and gals too. It's like a little pet peeve of me if I miss a comment, or I get a lot of emails too, and I don't want people to think I'm blowing them off, but I stay real busy, and I try my best to get back to everybody. So you guys are all special to me. Anyways, catch you guys on the next video.